All right, we're gonna do this question 8 here, and after that we're gonna take a quick break and we'll come right back. But this one first to Mr. Short. This is about Trussville's historic Cahaba Project, which y'all had to know it's coming because I'm asking it.
I knew it.
All three of y'all know I'm a history guy, so I'm asking it pretty directly. Do you support protections for the Cahaba Project, a nationally historic housing development right here in Trussville? Yes or no? And then, how specifically do you protect the historical integrity of this nationally historic area while also respecting property rights?
I wish you had the book to give me so I could plug you right now for the model city. We should go
it.
grab it out of the box over there. But no, I have, it's kind of a regret in a way that we haven't been able to successfully come to a resolution on a historic overlay to protect the Cahaba Project so far. But I am an advocate of protecting the Cahaba Project, and through Planning and Zoning, the Subcommittee on Planning and Zoning, I actually sat in and helped negotiate a potential resolution that should come before the Planning and Zoning Board and the Council prior to this term ending that would see the creation of a historic overlay. Now, again, negotiated on both sides, right? So is it a perfect solution? The answer is no, it is not. But it is, in my opinion, the best chance we have at finding balance and finding that middle ground to where we have a chance at preserving history in our community. And so what you'll see inside of this overlay when it comes to the public is design standards for the front-facing facade of the home, right? We have design standards published online that are currently suggestions, and Design Review does their very best to educate the community. But we have to be cognitive of every day that passes, a piece of history can be erased, and I don't want to see that happen. So one of my regrets on council so far is that I've not been able to accomplish, because I ran on this in 2020. But I also understand that we have to find a balance because property owners do have rights. Okay, so finding that balance is what I feel like this subcommittee was able to accomplish, and I'm excited for that to go to the community and to the council and through Planning and Zoning, and hopefully the community sees the work that's been put in and understands that when you compare it to years past and efforts of the past, that this is a balance, and it gives us a shot at protecting history.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Smallwood?
I've worked in times past with Alabama Historical Commission and even the Jefferson County Historical Commission, because we work in concert with tax credits that can be awarded to those districts. I'm very cognizant of those. Again, I concur with Mr. Short. Balance is needed, but I really want to advocate strongly for the protection of that district because it's one of only two in the entirety of this country. So I think we need to really affirm where and when possible, affirm to keep this intact, memorialize it with some kind of grand plaque, seek further designation with the State Commission. I've spoke again with Admiral Natter, who was one of he and his family, one of the first families in the district. And his family, when they were at the conclusion of their time, were able to buy that. They rented it for a while, were able to buy it. I think he said it was $2,500. His family had a tough time getting $2,500 up. But think about this. They were in Trussville, and both of his brothers were afforded the opportunity to go to the United States Naval Academy out of Trussville during that time. And they both obtained the rank of admiral. If you Google them, it's masterful, their careers and the advent of their eyes coming from this district. We don't even hear about that hardly ever. And he's pledged to me his support. He would like to come back and help us in whatever way he can. He's a noted attorney, and share his experiences growing up there and how we need to protect that, and how a rarity it truly is, a gem it truly is in our city. It's a masterpiece, and stucco configurations, compliance with architectural committees are very important. You have some houses that were, according to their builders, were not able to be rehabbed, and they went to a different format, and some people are upset with that. So there is a balance there in those rare occasions when the foundations cannot be reset. But yeah, I'm a firm advocate of protecting history, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some of our friends in that community. And by the way, I'm reading your book. It is awesome. I think everyone in Trussville should buy your book. It's great.
I didn't do this on purpose.
He didn't do it on purpose.
I concur with JT here. So.
Like I didn't do like that was not the
but it
point,
truly
thank
is.
you.
It truly is. So I think we as a city need to understand what we have here.
Yeah.
And then when we understand what we truly have, we need to move in that direction to protect it.
How do you move in that direction to protect it?
Well,
like Ben talked about a historic overlay. Like
Historic overlay is very important. I think that we have to come up with our legal department making some recommendations to them how we could direct the responses from the city and other in some areas. And I think we partner and have conversations with our legal team and with the players of that district, how we want to do that, how we can balance it. You know, there's sometimes the court can override you if you come down too hard on someone's property rights. So we have to have a balanced perspective and a balanced initiative that can withstand judicial scrutiny, because the last thing we would do is get tied up in litigation and spend and incur money that we don't need to be spending. So I think we could look at other historical districts, the overlays and all that, get their wisdom and move forward finally with a comprehensive, cohesive plan that is that we can all live with, that preserves that district which needs preserving and it needs memorializing.
It would be a long time coming. This is not the only administration that's had to try to take this up. It goes back a long time. How about you, Ms. Bright?
Well, I agree with everything. The Cahaba Project is a special place. We lived in Charnwood for years and would bike down that hill back when I was much younger and in shape. I could go up and down that hill of Charnwood. But yes, first of all, I want to applaud two different groups. First is Design Review, how they have tried extremely hard to work with homeowners and keep the overall look, especially of the homes that have to be torn down to the ground because of termites and other things. And the other one is the Tree Commission. So I think the trees in the Cahaba district are such a value. I won't say they're equal to the homes, but when I see one that has to be cut down because it's completely hollow inside, you know, because it's a danger, it's very sad to me. I love our trees. But those two commissions, I think, have just done a really good job of working with what they've had to work with, which is, you know, no overlay, the risk of being sued. You try to encourage a homeowner maybe to do it this way, but you have no teeth. So I am a believer of property rights. You can do with your home as you wish. We've let the cat out of the bag because a lot of houses have already, you know, totally gone a different way. But I think there's a happy medium there. I think if we don't put some sort of, through design review, how we put the teeth to it, which is, I'm assuming it will be through permitting. I've not gotten the final ordinance on that, but we have to also be very careful with that because we do not want to be sued. But I think it's important. I think it's very important that we look at it, whether it's, I haven't seen exactly how much of a restriction that would be. I think the facade is good, the roof pitch, door sizes, some of those type things that make it somewhat blend in with the other homes. We don't need to lose that district. It's extremely special. Kudos to the foundation for spending so much time and energy on making us more aware of it, putting the monuments at all the corners. That just makes me proud every time I cut through there. And it's like a reminder. You're coming into a very special place.
Sense of
and
place,
I think that took great vision to do that, and I applaud it. And thank you, Danny Garrett, for helping fund that because that was not on the city's money. That was funds from the state, and what a great asset it has produced. So yes, I am for an overlay once I see exactly what that is, what that looks like. And it's going to have to be a good balance because the cat is already out of the bag. But I don't think it's something that I think it is something that we can do, but it's going to take everybody working together. But I did want to shout out to those two committees that just the awesome job that they have done to keep that area. And the sidewalks, they get all rumpled up. The city has come in and shaved them. I used to be a runner, and I would run through the Cahaba projects all the time. And you trip on one of those things, and you won't forget it. But one of my favorite places. I love being in that whole area, and it's very important.
Yeah, I hope everybody in the city is realizing, like, this has been my spiel for 5 years now, is it's not just historic to Trussville. It's not just historic in Jefferson County. It's not just historic to Alabama. It is historic to all 50 states, and it pretty much these days stands alone as one of those New Deal era communities that the government referred to as their country club, because they had to, with the slag that was all around from the blast furnace, couldn't just do 5 acres and a modest house. They said, let's show off with this one. And that's what they did right here in Trussville, and I think that's worth protecting.
Thank you.
There's my only opinion
Thank you for
shoved into this
educating.
tonight.
Thank you.